Hello, all my cosmic moms. My name is Shauna, and welcome to In a Cosmic World, Pregnancy Edition. As you can tell by the title, today I will be sharing my personal pregnancy journey, weeks 1 through 4. But before we get started, let's get into this disclaimer. Number 1, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my journal because I took some notes. Number 2, I am no doctor or licensed professional. This is just a video for entertainment purposes only. And I'll be talking about, again, my personal experience with being pregnant thus far. And number 3, we will be talking about things that are a little to a lot of TMI. So if you're not interested in something like that, this may not be the video for you. If you are, then let's get into it. So a little bit of background history. I am currently 28. I'm 28 years old. Birthday next month, February 2025. 211. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I'm currently 28 years old, and 10 years ago, I did experience a miscarriage at about 9 weeks pregnant. I didn't get to see a heartbeat. Didn't get to. All I got was a pregnancy test confirming that I was pregnant. And the doctors couldn't tell me why I miscarried. They just said sometimes, DNA mixes and it doesn't resonate with one another. I just feel like just a random, because they didn't know the answer. So up until this point, I didn't have any pregnancy scares. I went to all my yearly appointments, and everything always checked out good. Although I did end up suffering, I hope I pronounce this right, oligomenorrhea. It's spelled Oligomenorrhea. Oligomenorrhea. I think that's how you pronounce it. And basically, I suffered from that for 2 to 3 years. And basically, that means I had irregular period. For me, it always happened around the start of summer. So my period would completely disappear for however summer lasted up until the winter. It would always come back. And this went on for a few years. The doctors had no clue why, because overall I was a healthy individual. And they would prescribe me birth control until it was regular again. And then they gave me the option to stop it. So yeah, that happened for about 2 to 3 years. No explanation. It just happened, So they constantly ran tests and took samples of this and that blood and, the pap smear, stuff like that. And told me that everything was fine. And that I should be able to have children when I'm ready to have children. But I did. I struggled. But I feel like it was because I might have been with the wrong people, people, whatever. Because I've tried multiple times and it just never happened. And again, there was no explanation why. So I just feel like, for some people, it has to do with the person that you choose to have kids with, or sometimes it's just not your time. So now that I'm currently 19 weeks pregnant with a healthy baby, and I know the sex and everything, let's finally get into weeks 1 through 4 of this current pregnancy. So around 3 weeks, one of the first symptoms, and looking back, I didn't know it was a symptom, but it actually happened with my previous pregnancy too. I ended up getting a yeast infection. And I haven't had one of those since the last time I was pregnant, 10 years ago. So, I didn't realize it at the time. I just started looking at my partner a little crazy because I'm like, I don't get yeast infections. What is this? You know? But I eventually got that all cleared up. I thought maybe it was because me and my partner have been intimate a lot lately. And that might have just threw my pH levels off or something, just trying to doctor myself basically. So I got that finally took care of a few days after, and the following week it was almost time for my period to come, right? So I'm the type of person, if I know I've been sexually active a lot, just to make sure I know what's going on. Not that like I said, I didn't realize that the yeast infection was a sign of pregnancy. I just, thought something else. But I knew we had been intimate a lot. So I was like, I'm just going to get me a pregnancy test. I know it's going to be negative. I'm not really worried. But just to mark that off the list because my period about to come. And I felt like my period was about to come. And for me, when my period comes, I get a little emotional. I crave chocolate. I get real crampy, real kind of moody, just the regular PMS symptoms, So, says, take a test before I start my period. So I ended up going to the dollar store down the street from my house. And before I get out of the car, this was very interesting to me. Before I get out of the car, I see a woman get out of her car and gets out what happens to look like a newborn baby, an infant child, right? And she just kisses him or her and holds them. And I say to myself, I wouldn't mind having one of those. And I've never done that before. Like, I never done that before. And I was just sitting in there just kind of just looking. I'm like, okay. And I had to snap out of it. I'm like, why am I staring at this lady kissing and holding her baby? This is so weird. So I finally snap out of it. I go in the dollar store, grab the pregnancy test. And mind you, I'm on the phone with my partner once I get in the store and get the test. But he has no clue what I got going on. We're just having a normal conversation. So I finally get home. I'm still on the phone with my partner. I go to the bathroom, take the test. Again, still on the phone with my partner. I put the test on the counter because I'm like, it's negative. I've seen negatives this whole 10 years, I'm not expecting it to be positive, no matter how active we might have been. I just thought I couldn't have kids, to be honest. I done tried all this time and, we're having fun, we're having a good time. I don't expect to be pregnant at all. But I give it a few minutes, chit-chatting on the phone, da-da-da-da. And I glanced at the test and I said, whoa. I said, wait a minute. What? And there goes my BFP. And if you don't know what that means big, fat, positive. And I mean, that thing was dark. I think I used, my first test was a first response. So it had the lines. Those lines were so dark. And I'm still on the phone with my boyfriend, and I'm in complete shock. So now I'm not even making sense. I don't even know what I'm saying. And he's like, "Are you okay? Like, you acting kind of funny. What's wrong?" I can't properly talk to him at this point, because I'm just in shock. That's in my notes too. But I'm just in complete shock. And so what I end up doing, I tell him, "Hey, I got a surprise for y'all. I need to see you right now." I need to I need to tell you something. Like, I just can't get it out. I'm like, I need to see you. I need to see you. So I gather my things together and I head over to his house. It wasn't that far away. And I pull up to his house and I tell him to come in the car. And he sits in the car and I say, close your eyes, please. So he's sitting down. He got his eyes closed, and I said, "Give me your hand." He didn't want to do it first. He thought I was, cause I play too much sometimes. So he thought I was gonna do something silly, and I'm like, "No, I'm serious. Like, please close your eyes and just give me your hand." So he does it, and I put the test in his hand. Don't worry, it wasn't wet. Nothing. I cleaned it off and I put the clap back on. So I put it in his hands and he looks at it. He's like, "What does this mean?" It's got a visual on the test. Like, if I could go, I could go and get it and show y'all the one that I took, okay? I'll show y'all in a minute. But he's like, "What does this mean?" I said, "Babe, read it, please." So he's trying to read the test. I didn't know it took men so long to figure it out. But, it's his first two. So he's trying to figure out what this means. And he said, "Wait, you pregnant?" And I said, "Yes." Here's no, is that it? Yeah, but he's like, "You pregnant?" And I said, "Yes." And I'm like covering my face. I think this is it. Right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, first response. That line right there. Dark. So once he found out that I was pregnant, he was really happy and very supportive and everything. And that noise that y'all just heard was the bag of tests. It's got first, second trimester tests in there because I'm still tested. Well, I haven't tested in probably a month now. But this one of the tests, one of the first tests you can see. And then this was the darkest one. Yeah, that was the darkest test. I kept them all, it's memories. Some people be like, "Yeah," but I had to see to make sure. I took some of these Dollar Tree tests, Dollar General tests, Walmart tests, Walgreens, CVS. I took all the tests just to make sure. And then after sitting with it for like a few hours, I don't remember what day I found out, but I ended up calling my doctor either the next day or the day after the next, and I made an appointment. So I made an appointment and I was able to come in like maybe a couple days after that. And my doctor is aware of, the amenorrhea, whatever, the missed periods and irregular periods. I have a male doctor. He's the same one that knows about my miscarriage and everything. I was like, I'm a little concerned because I haven't been pregnant in 10 years, and I'm just randomly pregnant. And didn't have any symptoms that I realized at the time. I was like, I'm kind of worried. So he did an ultrasound that first day I came in. He did a P test. Of course, was positive. He did the ultrasound. And all we could see is a little gestational sac. And he was like, "You're very, very early." He said, "You're about 4 weeks early. We will schedule your next appointment for about, I think it was like 2 weeks out, just to make sure everything is progressing properly." So after that appointment, I did end up having symptoms, because I guess your brain is like, "Oh, okay, I'm pregnant." Your body already knows, but my brain had to catch up or something like that. So now I'm starting to feel little symptoms, like I'm starting to have a headache, because if you guys haven't watched any of my previous videos, no judgment over here, right? I used to smoke cigarettes. And so the day that I found out I was pregnant, I instantly quit. Haven't touched a cigarette since the day I found out. And so headaches started within the 4th week. And I started to get a little bit more hungry. And what else? Headaches, hunger, and I did have a little bit of bleeding. I did. And it was right after being intimate. And, but it was like one time when I was 4 weeks pregnant. And, that kind of scared me. But it didn't even last long. Like, it was like after being intimate, and then, go to the bathroom, wipe, you see a little bit of, look like spotting almost, like little spots of blood. And then less than an hour, probably less than 30 minutes, go to the bathroom again, wipe, it's gone. No pain associated with it or anything. So yeah, that's weeks 1 through 4 for me on my pregnancy journey. Stay tuned for weeks 5 through 8 or 9, somewhere in there. I'll probably drop that in a week or two. But yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section. I would love to hear you guys' testimonies and stories. And until next time, my cosmic mamas, bye.